Welcome to #Mindshift Talk, powered by Create Mindspace with Katrin Büßmann.
So my vision is that mindfulness and compassion is recognized and established as a corporate value.
This is a platform to share, educate, and inspire. Welcome to our 5th episode of #Mindshift Talk. I'm very excited to announce my next guest speaker, Andreas Rechter, to our series about gaining insights and acquiring tools to implement mindfulness and emotional intelligence in a corporate environment. Define challenges, determine possibilities, create opportunities. Andreas Rechter is a coach and mindfulness instructor and combines this very well with his experience being an IT specialist at Vodafone. His passion is to support people to step into their power to reach their goals. 25 years ago, Andreas joined Vodafone in Düsseldorf in Germany. His path led from time and self-management over consulting, agile readiness for HR to mindfulness and coaching. He started the grassroots initiative Mindfulness at Vodafone in 2018 to significantly support agility and digital transformation at the company. Andreas holds a diploma in computer science and has a long-standing work experience in IT, organization, and strategic vendor management. With his expertise, Andreas is able to combine the demands of different worlds. His work is dominated by the work with specialists and business leaders. I'm very excited to welcome Andreas to #Mindshift Talk to share more of his path and wisdom with us today. Thank you, Andreas, for being here with me today at #Mindshift Talk. And I'm super excited to have you. Before we maybe go into a broader dialogue around mindfulness and emotional intelligence, maybe you can share a little bit about yourself and maybe something people should know about you to get to know you a little better. Yeah,
thank you, Katrin. Thanks for having me. It's a really a pleasure for me to be here. Yeah, and I'm from Germany, from the west of Germany, and well-known cities here around are Düsseldorf and Cologne. Maybe some listeners know these cities. And I'm living here with my daughter on the outskirts, and I found my passion on training and supporting others several years ago, and this is also a part of some activities I do in my leisure time. For example, before COVID and the Corona pandemic, I did some kung fu with the style Wing Chun, and there also was a teacher, and I also like scuba diving from time to time. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's a bit hard to travel right now, I guess, to do that, but hopefully soon again. These activities are laid down currently. Yeah, great. Thank you. You just going maybe a little bit into your into business. You have a very successful career in the corporate world at Vodafone in the IT area. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about your corporate career path and what led you to discover mindfulness for yourself on this? Yeah. So this year I celebrate my 25th year at Vodafone. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Unbelievable. I never intended this, but that's the way it goes. Yeah. And but maybe some information about Vodafone itself. It's one of the largest telecommunication companies worldwide. And we have about 90,000 employees. And Germany especially has 16,000 companies and has 1/3 of the revenue of the company. So we are the biggest operating company in the group. And it's we have quite a good footprint, I think, there. And I started my career as a process manager for business re-engineering and process management. And this was the first phase. And after that, I was more interested in developing software, especially with the emerging internet technologies at these times. And as I'm a business informatic, or I studied business informatics in the past, this was also my passion at this point of time. And then several years after that, we had a big outsourcing deal where all the software development was transitioned to a strategic supplier. And that was the point of time I changed my role and got into the vendor management. There my role is a partner and contract manager, where I deal with contracts and over the whole lifetime of contracts. And this is this I'm doing for several years now. And in parallel, I also discovered my passion on training and coaching as well. And I also tried to start a business on self-management several years ago, but honestly speaking, I failed. Yeah, okay. but the passion on this remained. And that's the way it goes. How I got into also coaching and mindfulness training. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And especially regarding how I got into the topic of mindfulness. That was in 2016, where I struggled with stress and rumination and had some psychosomatic problems. And there I was looking for a solution to resolve that. And then I found mindfulness. Yeah. And I taught myself mindfulness in the beginning and saw some timely effects on that. And that encouraged me to go the way further. And later in the year of 2017, I had my first course of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR. This was a compact course. It was not the typical or the regular 8 weeks course. Mm-hmm. And there I was really passionate about that, and this was also deepened my knowledge. And at this week, I also got a book from a colleague to read, which was Search Inside Yourself, which describes the approach of Google for mindful-based emotional intelligence. And that was an eye-opener for me, to see, that's not only for stress management. I can deal with several other topics. And at this point of time, we had Vodafone was very engaged to communicate the challenges of the digital transformation and what we have to do for that. And in a webinar, I found that there were 10 top skills on a list, which we have to get until 2020 at this point of time. And there was also emotional intelligence, I think, on point 3 yes. of the list. Uh-huh. And then I say, mindfulness can be a part to achieve that. And that was then the point where I saw, let's try to place it somewhere in the company. And I also found out that SAP was really engaged in that and what they developed over the years and how they did it. And then I took this story and placed this proposal for the HR department. And there I got the opportunity to design a training by myself, because at this point of time they didn't want to get an external training for that. And with a vision to strengthen the company for the digital age, I started my grassroots initiative. And that's now 2.5 years ago.
Nice. Yeah, great. That's quite a nice path. And I love how you kind of just, looked into kind of what are the company's needs, right? And then really looked into, okay, emotional intelligence is one piece, and this is where this actually can help with mindfulness. And,
absolutely.
This is one piece, but why do you think it's really important for leaders, maybe something out of your own experience, being part of a big entity for a long time? Why do you think it's important for them to look into these skills of mindfulness? How it maybe helped you?
I think for leaders, it's quite important how they how they deal with themselves and with others. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially when they know how to treat themselves, then they can get another contact with their people. Yeah, and I think they could be more open and also more empathetic about that. And I think if they also know what emotions and feelings drive their decisions, for example, and also know how they can be more calm in different situations, then I think it's a great opportunity for leaders to earn the benefits of mindfulness.
Yeah, nice. And right now, what is kind of the current setup at Vodafone with mindfulness then? Because you mentioned you started already a couple of years ago, kind of building that initiative. Is this something which is rolled out bigger now, or can you maybe talk a little bit into that?
Yeah, for sure. So at first I designed a training which was based on Search Inside Yourself and also MBSR, because in parallel I also made a teacher training for MBSR, mm-hmm. which I finished this year. And this training is at the Vodafone University since 2019. This was a one-day training, and in the meanwhile, I changed it also to an online course, which was really appreciated by the attendees. And in addition, we have once a week meditation course for 30 minutes, where colleagues can participate if they have time to do so. And with a colleague, I also designed a Mindful Wednesday, which is just a 15-minute format where we try to share some impulses and micro practices with all the people who can dial in on Wednesday. And I also get requests of several departments, who are catched up the topic of mindfulness and saw what I'm doing there, and then they're asking me, how can you do a short lecture about that? Can we talk about that so that the colleagues have a deeper insight what mindfulness is and what benefits can be brought to the organization. And then I'm prepare some stuff for them. Do some micro practices in the meeting so that they get to really experience or a first experience what mindfulness can mean. Mm-hmm. And in addition, there are also a lot of information in our social network. I built up a group for this, where we have now a community of over 500 people who are reading articles, get notice of events and so on, where they also can participate by their own. And what's also at Vodafone, last year I made a certification course of MBSA, which was quite a pilot for me. So I made this course also online because of the pandemic. It wasn't possible to do this on site. Mm-hmm. And also the participants appreciated this a lot and found that they could earn a lot of benefits there after that. Yeah. Nice. And especially that was the time of the lockdown as well. So I think that was a quite good time to start with a course about stress reduction.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And in addition, I also try to get some impulses and trainings from outside, which we don't develop by our own. So I also are in contact with SAP, and we plan to introduce Search Inside Yourself as well as a pilot in our company, but that wasn't possible by now to do it on site with 30 to 50 people.
Of course, yeah.
And that was the reason why we put it on hold for that point of time, and we try to make it happen this year.
Yeah.
And another offer we provide is Working Out Loud, which has a mindfulness component since last year, with also a safe learning course where you get together with several people. You can build a circle of 4 to 5 people and then learn some practices and some theories about mindfulness, about 8 weeks. And you can work on an objective for yourself during this time. And I think this is quite successful currently at Vodafone. We did the first wave, and 2 other waves will follow later this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
great.
It's a summary.
So a lot is happening already. That's nice to see, for sure. And is that right now just like is it globally already rolled out, or is it focused on the German office?
No, currently it is only in the German office, and that's how I started it. And but I get more and more connected also with other colleagues abroad about that. And my vision is also to spread it over the company worldwide. Yeah, but I also think that if you can tell a success story in a larger company, then it is much more easier to roll it out in other companies as well, or get the necessary attention on this topic.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why I focused at first on the German company.
And throughout this whole path, did you face any challenges just in regards to implementing something like this, and or like maybe even like opportunities you saw as well? I mean, you shared quite a lot already, but I think maybe challenges. I think that's an interesting one for big organizations.
Especially in big organizations, visibility, I think it's quite a challenge. Yeah. How you get the visibility for a lot of colleagues, and as well for the senior management as well. Yeah, what are you doing, and so on. So that is a first point. And another point is finding also a community which appreciates these offers, and also telling other people what their benefits or what kind of benefits they are seeing in it, and so that they can spread the added value for over the company. Yeah, and the other point is finding support on a senior executive level. Currently, there is something going on to make this happen. But it took quite a while to get this attention and recognition. And I think that is quite necessary to have something like someone like a sponsor or a stakeholder to push this as well, and to make make the colleagues more confident to practice during the work time, for example, as well, and to try out and experiment with mindfulness.
Right.
And as I also talked about the community, currently I'm looking for other ambassadors which can do or bring mindfulness to the company. This is also a little bit challenging, because you have to find these people who are confident in showing this up and teach this maybe in a smaller group, and I think that they need more confidence in the company to do so, to show up and say, okay, I will try it. By now, I don't see so much engagement about that, but I think this is also a point which can evolve.
It's a matter of time, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And also a challenge could be that at some point of time, maybe there will be a discussion about mindfulness. Is it only about productivity in the company? Which I don't believe, because from my point of view, if you have more clarity and motivation, if you establish more habits on mindfulness, then you also know where you want to engage, what do you want to do in the company as well. And even if one or the other employee want to change the company, then it's also a point where you say, okay, then this person maybe is not the right one for this company in point of time. And on the other hand, maybe Vodafone can be attractive, for other people, and when they know, okay, Vodafone is already engaged in that, and I can develop myself there further, then we can get also talents from the market, especially at the war of talents. It's quite necessary to also offer something like that, and especially work-life balance and coping with stress. Mindfulness, I think, are current topics which are quite attractive also from an employer point of view. Yeah,
definitely. It's a specific culture, right? You bring into a company. People are looking for then, yes.
Yeah.
And so do you have already then any measurements in place, like in regards to return of investment at Vodafone, or how does that work for you?
Not by now. I made a proposal in the past to track the benefits of the training, for example. At that point of time, they didn't want to put effort in it. And so I advertise more the return on invest, which was evaluated by SAP, and also studies from Search Insight yourself. And these numbers everybody's darling, because they are quite popular. For example, that SAP evaluated that they have more than 200% of return on invest. So that's these are things I think it's a good basis to talk about that with senior management. But you can also promote indirect benefits like an employee engagement index or a leadership trust index, or when you count more the customer satisfaction, where we have a measurement called heartbeat, for example. I think that's also measurements where you can see if the company is changing. And the last KPI could be also the absence quote. If people are more healthy, and the absence rates would decrease.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it will become more interesting the more the grassroots initiative will grow. Because then there will be more questions about that. But I think the questions will be answered.
Yeah, interested to see how that develops for sure. And when you look back on your journey now, I mean, it was quite like a while until you felt like there was some movement happening. And what would you maybe recommend to our listeners if they wanted to maybe start at their company with something in that direction. Do you maybe have a couple of recommendations you could share with them how to get started?
Yeah. So I think just start it small, but start. I think this is really important, and I think you have to be authentic in that position, to start this. Not only do it by reading something and then say, okay, let's start this kind of initiative. I think they have to see if you are passionate about this topic and that you want to drive this initiative. And so I think that is quite necessary. And another point is try to or seek for a community and additional support. Look or seek for people who are appreciating your offers, for example, even if it is inside or outside the company, because sometimes you have a boomerang effect. When you place it more outside, some people even from Vodafone see it what you are doing, and then you get some recognition about that. And I think this is very helpful. And I think especially as I started my activities also on LinkedIn, I think that becomes a special drive at this point of time as well. So you are more visible and you can support this initiative more and more. And another point would be as you have to cultivate endurance, for example. I think you should motivate yourself by seeking for new opportunities. And it's like sowing seeds. You don't know what seed is coming up and growing. But you have to check which opportunities arise, and then only take a chance for it.
Yes. Keep nurturing and doing your own practice, right? I think that's probably one key advice. Yeah, for sure. And what are your own practices? Can you maybe share a little bit about your own, what you maybe do every day or during the week for yourself?
So I have an everyday practice. So my routine starts when I wake up or when I get up. So my recommendation is to start in the beginning, just drink a glass of water, for example, mindfully, or take a breath when you open the window in the morning, just to come into the present moment. And then later on, I established a routine of meditation and some body work, especially yoga, which I learned to like more and more over the years. And so this is, I think, quite a good start for the day. And later on, during my work time, I have a timer which is running, and which reminds me every 25-30 minutes, just to hold for a minute or something like that. 3 breaths or something like that. And then just reflect what is going up currently. What are you working with? Do you want to proceed or not? What is urgent and important right now? And once a week, I also do some walking meditation. And like today in the morning, even the weather is bad, that's no argument. So that's go outside and do some mindful walking as well. And during lunchtime, I try to practice mindful eating, so that I'm really can enjoy the meal and what I'm eating there. So that's my practice over the week. And once a year, I try to do a retreat. I found that it's very beneficial to get more in silence for some days, and then I think you can re-energize for the next month as well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like the one with the eating. I think that's a good one, because I think a lot of times, especially now when everything is merging from home office, that you have everything that you kind of, I eat in front of the computer or something while
for
I'm
example,
still working.
or using your phone. And so my practice is you just put your phones also away from the desk. Just have your meal in front of you. So that you can really focus on that and enjoy your meal. Don't just get distracted about that.
Yeah, that's maybe a good starting point for someone as well who really wants to maybe get into a practice, and they maybe struggle with sitting in silence and closing their eyes. I'm just thinking that would maybe a good starting point to really just finding these mindful moments, right? Yeah,
that was also my entrance in mindfulness. Just experience with some durations with about time over the day, which is a good time. Is it in the morning or in the evening or whatever? For myself, it's more in the early times, so I get up more early than years before to do my practice. And I think it's really important just to start with some micro practice. Concentrate on your breath, on your body, on your feelings, and then keep this, for example, for a week, and then explore something more different. So that you can see what's good for you, and then you can invest more time maybe if you want. So at the beginning maybe it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So do it as easy as possible. So that the barrier is quite low for that. And then as soon as you get, or if you see the benefits of that, then you can explore more. And I think that's the way how it goes.
Yeah, developing a path. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and getting more routine about that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing all that. And maybe just one last one before we round out this beautiful conversation. I truly believe only awareness creates change. And this is why I started this podcast as well, because I feel like it's really about a mind shift in our culture to get back into a more humane and conscious future. Not only in the corporate world, but I believe as well in our personal lives. What's maybe your take on that, and how do you envision kind of the future of mindfulness, maybe not only in the corporate world, but as well in the personal life?
Yeah. So my vision is that mindfulness and compassion is recognized and established as a corporate value. So this is my vision. I start with mindfulness at the beginning, but I also think that compassion is really, really important to establish that. And as Chris Germer said on the Compassion Summit last week, they are best friends forever. Yes. Compassion and mindfulness. And so I think this is also something which the world needs in current times. And so that's my vision for the future. And that's why I'm engaging in that. Not only in the company, I'm also interested to bring it to other people, doing to coaching sessions, for example. Just to integrate some micro practice in that, or do it in some meetings and so on. So I think that's will be helpful, and I think this is a really important journey for us today.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially compassion, not only to other people, but as well to ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Start with yourself, and then you can bring compassion to others.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes a long journey.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Andreas. Thanks for your time and sharing all your wisdom and insight with us here today at #MindShiftTalk. And I'm looking forward to see more how everything is developing at Vodafone. And I'm wishing you all the best for that path, in the company, but as well on your personal endeavors, bringing more compassion and mindfulness into the world.
Yeah, thank you, Katrin. Thank you that I could be here, and thank you that you are also on this on a similar journey.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, excited to see how things are developing. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
This was #Mindshift Talk. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for our next episode with another amazing leader sharing their journey. To learn more about Create Mindspace, please check out katrinbußmann.com. My gratitude goes out to my sister Tomke for bringing this to life with me.